What is going on, everyone? It's Scott back from Crypto Croc. Guys, I came back and I've got a new shirt, new swag. I'm good to go. And look at this. We are seeing green. Green is the shade today, green is the positivity. We're seeing a lot of it. The markets are rebounding from the lows of around 237 billion. We've seen like almost 20 billion come back into the market. We're still in that little bit of a lull at 255 billion, but I'll take it. I like to see green. Green is money, green is up, green is good. Where are we seeing most of the gains? Well, it's kind of across the board. We're seeing pretty much green on every single coin, and some coins actually stand out in particular. We're seeing 30% out of 0x, which is massive. 24% from Bitcoin. And the other big one here is Cardano. Cardano was actually up almost 18% earlier today, and it's dropped down a little bit. But we're seeing a lot of good positivity coming back into the market. It is a long weekend here in Canada. Also, it's coming up on Independence Day in the States next week. So who knows? Maybe people are just having a really positive week. They're starting to put some more money into the market. And let's just take a look at Bitcoin here at the past 7 days, because it's really been hit quite bad. So if we look at the past 7 days here, Bitcoin was dropping below that $6,000 point. That was that point that a lot of people were basically saying the bulls need to stay above 6K if they want Bitcoin to survive. And if Bitcoin goes below like 5,800, which I think it actually did at one point, yeah, it went to like 58.45, I believe, at its lowest. They're projecting, there was a CNBC uh, article that was talking about if it goes below 5,800, it could drop even lower to 5,250. So a lot of people were speculating that Bitcoin was going to go even lower. But again, this is the market and Bitcoin's gone up. So that's why it's just very important to, when you read these articles, you don't really know if the article's trying to spread FUD, if it's just some, guy that basically is a brainiac and he's saying, yep, I believe Bitcoin's going down for these sort of reasons. Maybe he's citing technical analysis, but ultimately, you're going to have people that are predicting it's going to go up, and then they're going to be right 50% of the time. They're going to go down 50% of the time. So really, it's just no one can predict this market. And like I said, here we are today, where pretty much the entire market is up. So this is pretty awesome. So crypto markets rebound significantly after a week of losses. I want to say the biggest gainer was Cardano, 19%. That is pretty massive. And there's actually a CNBC article here that's actually talking about how um, he believes Cardano is actually um, one of the biggest undervalued cryptocurrencies. And this guy's actually been on CNBC Fast Money quite a bit. And he's a South African that basically, quote unquote, knows his stuff about Bitcoin. He predicted the drop below 6K back in June of last year. So that's pretty awesome. Not the fact that it's dropped, but the fact that this guy has been pretty accurate. So we don't know exactly what metrics he's using to verify his claims, but the fact that he's been on point for the past couple of predictions is a little bit scary to me, and it might actually mean that I'm going to be following this guy a little bit more. And his name's Ran Niner, so I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but he hosts CNBC's Africa Crypto Trader program. And yeah, like I said, he's been pretty on point with his predictions. But what I was getting at is he's predicting a massive spike for Cardano. And what did we see today? Cardano's up 19%. So this article is actually posted yesterday, and I don't know. This could just be People trying to get ahead of the ball and jumping into Cardano simply because they've listened to this TV segment or they read the article. But who knows? Ultimately, he believes Cardano's undervalued. And where are we sitting at with Cardano? Cardano is actually sitting at rank 8, and it could potentially even pass Stellar. Look at this. We're only $200 million away, which really a 13% jump in Cardano. If Stellar didn't go up all that much, Cardano could be a 7th ranked coin. So that's pretty exciting. The other one is also EOS. EOS actually took a significant hit. EOS used to be trading like over $10, over $15, I believe, at one point. And a lot has come out of EOS simply because their team is just, it is just getting hit so hard. Their block producers are having a hard time, I would say, banding together, and their main consortium, Block 1, is talking about basically getting EOS 2.0 together because a lot of the rules and a lot of the standards aren't really living up to where they want EOS to be. So unfortunately, I was a pretty big EOS supporter, but it just feels like they can't get their head on straight, and as a result, their coin is tanking very badly. Look at this, $21 back in the end of April. So May, June. So in 2 months, it went from $21 to $8. That is massive. And that also just goes to show you how volatile Bitcoin and the crypto market can be. It can go up 10% in a day. It can go down 80% in 2 months. So that is why it is very important to be a long-term investor in this space, because if you jump in and you lose 50% of your funds in the first month and you pull out, that is the wrong thing to do. And that's just like you going in and buying Apple, right? If you go into the stock market, you buy Apple, Apple announces that they didn't reach their revenue forecasts and the stock goes down like 5%. Are you going to sell right away? Well, who knows? Maybe you might. But ultimately, a lot of these blue chip stocks, you want to hold them for the long run because either A, they're going to be paying out dividends, or B, maybe they have one down quarter, but that shouldn't really matter that much if you're in it for the long term. And that's exactly like crypto, right? There's going to be people that are bullish on crypto. There's going to be people that are bearish on crypto. And sometimes, unfortunately, what we're experiencing right now is there's a lot of people bearish on crypto, and it's pushing that price down from $500+ billion now down half of that to 250 billion. Everything's down, everyone's hurting, but as Warren Buffett says, when people are running for their lives, now is when you should be getting in the market. And now I'm not saying that you guys should be buying right now, but just take a look at, do what people are not doing, right? If people are panic selling and there's tons of articles spreading FUD and there's all these like news outfits saying, yeah, get out of crypto, it's just super bad, right? Well, don't just read the headlines. Read tons and tons of articles. Try to become, quote unquote, educated in the space. Ultimately, it's going to be your own money, so you're going to have to make your own decision. But I'm always a believer of the long term for crypto. Back in 2014, Bitcoin had a 14-month downturn. It dropped 80% from its peak down over a 14-month period before it started climbing up again. And we're in June, coming up on July, so we're approaching our seventh month from when Bitcoin was at its very, very peak. Let's look back here a little bit. We're going to have to go back quite a ways. So back in January, this will be a full 7 month. January, we were sitting at 15,000. That's not even its all-time high. The all-time high was around 20,000 in just before Christmas, before people were trying to sell to buy their Christmas gifts. But let's just go to 15,000. If I can get to January 1 here. January 1, we're at 13,000. That was actually a big dip. And it rose way back up to 17,000 in like 5 days. But this just goes to show you that in 7 months, 6 to 7 months, we have dropped from 13,000 to where we're at today, 6,000. That is roughly 50%. And if we look back at previous records, we see 80% drops over a 14-month time frame. So yes, there's potential to even go below where we're at right now, but there's also potential to go even higher. And if you don't need this money right now, I would just kind of sit on it. I wouldn't be checking the crypto markets every single day. It might scare you a little bit, but really, a lot of people are jumping into the crypto space. We're seeing like, I think it was last year, there was like 250 blockchain companies that popped up. And in the first quarter, or no, the first half of this year alone, over 250 blockchain companies have actually popped up. So what does that tell you? That tells you that more people are jumping into the space. There's going to be more brain power. There's going to be more technology. Then there's going to be more institutional money coming into the space. And I can see Bitcoin going up. Now, yes, there's a lot of people with some extremely large fabricated numbers of like $50,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2018. Well, that's 6 months. And can we go up by almost like 8x, 8 times in 6 months? I don't know. Who knows? We've dropped by 80% before. So can we go up by that much? And sometimes history repeats itself, but you know, I'm not going to make any speculations. But yeah, this video is just kind of a brief overview of where we're at right now with the market. I'm liking these numbers, lots of almost double-digit gains. If we can get back up to maybe 275 in the next couple of days, we're on track to hitting that 300 and that $10,000 Bitcoin again. I'm going to be super pumped. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to be coming out with crypto videos every single day, telling you which ones to buy and which ones to stay away from. And we'll talk to you guys later.